Morning everyone. So we're a bit rough this morning. It was a bit of a tough one yesterday. We went to we left Heathcote at about 2:30. We got all our runs. Got a couple of runs in. It looked like it was going all right. Everything was going well. Put our ticket in, our slip in, and we headed down the road. We got a fair way down the road. We haven't had a lot of sleep tonight because got in really late last night. So we headed down the road. Everything was going good. Got to the mandatory stops, and then got to Oyen for dinner. Went to this, got fuel, and then went to the pub. Had a good meal there. Headed down the road. Got about 5 minutes out of Oyen. The car stopped. We didn't know. We had no fuel, well, no noises. And I went straight away. Fuel pump. Yep, sure enough, car to pump. Let us down. It's just a new one. Wasn't very happy. So the call out went out on Facebook. We got lots of guys stopping, which was fantastic. A couple of guys hung around for a fair while, and they had all sorts of testing gear and that for us to borrow. And anyway, then we put the call out for the pump, and a couple of guys were up at the pub, at the Oyen pub for tea as well. They weren't far behind us, so they pulled in, dropped us another car to pump. We put that together, and that pump was leaking out of the electrical terminal area, so that was no good. We managed to score a Holly blue pump, I think it is, or a couple failed that people had in their trailers, but one is a good goer. So currently we have a Holly blue pump in the car. Very not overly neatly done, but it works. It got us into town. It was like an over an hour drive out of town still. Got in at midnight. But then there's another sort of like a grinding noise. I'm not sure what's going on. It was too late. We'd had enough for the day. So we said we'll get up and have a look in the morning. So now currently it's about 7, something like that. I feel rough still. Tired. This is tough. This is the toughest one I've done. It's a weekend, but still tough. So today the plan is we go and sort out, we might get a new pump and just go and put in the car in case this one that we've borrowed stops, but I think it should be okay. I had a Holly blue in it prior. It was like 20 something years before I went over to a Carter, so I think I'm going back to a Holly blue for sure, or a black or something. What are we going to do? We're going to go out and, let's say, try and get a new pump to sit in the car, and then find out this other noise we've noticed since we were pulling into town. Then head to the track, and I'll be totally honest, I don't give a shit what happens from here on, as long as we get down that track and then get back to Heathcote. We're not worrying about times or anything now. I think it's just, it's an event that's tough. They call it drag challenge because it's absolute challenge. So we're gonna, I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll go in. We've got to get this scrutiny. I don't know what's going to happen with scrutineering. We're changing over from it to Andra here, so we'll see. I don't know. Well, until we get there, we'll find out. But yeah, we'll probably hang around here and have showers and stuff, and then head over to the track and see what's going on. Anyway, that's I'll go and do a little bit of video in the car and just show you how the pump setup is. All right. So there's our crudely connected up pump. You can see the bracket that the Carter used to sit on. We've got the Holly blue just cable tied in there for now, just to hold it from falling over. I've run a long length of pipe here to try and manage to bridge it off from where the original hoses went. And then we've got my line, and we've got a bit of a kink in that. We'll probably have to sort that out a bit better. It didn't lose any fuel, but you know, it's not going to be ideal later. So yeah, that's what we have to do just to get here. It wasn't a fun night. So I'll get you using, you're working the hoist. So we're doing a check over now. We've got all of the hoist to be able to have a check underneath the car and get a good look over everything. Trying to do it on the ground is just too hard. So we're going to have a look over, see what we might find of this noise that I've got in the car. We think it could be a wheel bearing, but there's no obvious signs of any oil leaking or anything like that. Oh, no, that's not enough. There is a little drip of fluid there, Wayne. I'll just go down to the wall. Look at that pinion nut and see, is that not wound out at all?
No, where's its normal spot?
Well, if you can see the thread past it,
Yeah,
so...
yeah, we see the thread.
Yeah.
I would have thought you could get up and move.
Yeah, it's all strange gear, it's not going to... It's not...
So it was pinion nut and slide in and out.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a bit of a feel too. A lot of oil sprayed out on here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can see there's a drip off the bottom there. Maybe we pull that axle. Yeah, you can see it, look. Yeah, I reckon it's that axle, that bearing.
This was the noisiest last night or this morning when we were. I think we take this wheel off, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon we pull the axle
I reckon
and just have a look at the
bearing.
bearing. Yep.
You got. Where's it?
Sorry about the finger, guys. So Chris in Mildura's gone and come to our rescue, so to speak. We put a call out, and he's come and said we could use his hoist to have a look over the car and see if we can sort some stuff out. We'll get our fuel pump issue fixed up as well, and then we'll head out to the track and try and just get one run in. We don't care today. We're just going to get going. After my earlier video when I was quite tired and a bit drawn out, I just had a shower and freshened up a bit. And now we've had some breakfast. We're both perked up a touch, so yeah, we're looking a little bit more positive for the day. So the lever up the top here. All right, guys, we'll just finish that there. If I find anything, we'll go and video that. Sweet. Happy Jerry Challenge. So I've got a axle seal leak there. That's pretty ordinary. You can't. Yeah, we'll just pull the axle.
Pull it out, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it. Anyway, we've got a bit of a leak going on here, so it's not looking positive. So I pulled this axle out here, and the bearing seems fine. We've got a bit of fluid around it, but at the moment we're just sort of thinking like there's no grinding, nothing that feels like raspy, like there's a bearing collapsed or anything. So we're going to stick with that one. We're just going to have a check on the other side. Yeah, we'll just have a check on the other one now. There's a bit of British shit there.
Maybe it's a diff. Maybe it's your gears.
Yeah. Oh.
We'll check the oil as well.
Yeah. All right. Hey everyone, back again to the car. While we've been away, we've been out getting axle bearing and a spare pump to throw in the trailer, just in case this one, which is a second hand, ends up failing. But we're pretty certain this will be fine. While I was away, Wayne's been working feverishly on getting the wiring right. So we've wired in a relay down the back of it here to suit the pump, so we can get better power to the system. And also he's made a bracket up to adapt from the Carter bracket to hold my Holly. And yeah, we're going to run with that for now for the rest of the trip unless it fails. But we've got another Aeroflow pump to replace it if we have to, and it'll be just a case of screw fittings out and screw it back together. So our axle this side was the one that failed. And the bearing's like really crunchy when you go spin it with your fingers. So we could have kept going, but it could have collapsed on the side of the road and we would have been knackered. So we've sourced a bearing from the bearing place this morning in Mildura, and we're going to press that on. We've been getting support from Chris Tatchell at his place. He's let us use the hoist and helped us get the parts that we need. And now we're going to press this thing together. And then we should be right to go. The tyres will be ready for the racetrack. We're going to go through scrutineering or whatever it requires, and then we'll get one and get the hell out of there. Hopefully get away by about 1 o'clock. It's nearly 12 o'clock now, so maybe actually probably be closer to 2 o'clock. Anyway, that's a little bit more of a wrap up. Chris always said he wanted a bit to buy himself a press, so he bought a press so we can use it. How's good as a bloke's that, eh? All right, that's it for now. I'm trying to get this bearing off. Yeah, I'll get the other handle. We'll give you more leverage.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Hey everyone, we've made it to Mildura, to the track. I can't say we're confident with anything, but we're going to get a run in just to get our time slip so we can go and give them our photo and our time slip and go to the next location back at Heathcote and get our directions. But we've got to go, we're ready to go. We just got to take a heap of stuff out. We're just going to run down with an air cleaner. We're not going to do anything to the car but just drive it. We don't care. It's just a case of getting our time slip so we can go to the next venue. We haven't completed our problem solving. We've still got the axle bearing to put on. We're going to go to a proper workshop which has got a decent bearing press, and we're going to press it off the axle and press the new one on. But other than that, the rest of the thing we've got to do is just then fill her up and drive. Hopefully that's the last of our issues, if I can touch wood. And then yeah, we'll get to Heathcote, we'll get our sheet and we'll go and see if we can get all the way home, at least to Heathcote, without any issues. But yeah, I'm not sure what all the other competitors are doing. We've been too busy with our own stuff. I'm just looking now, and if I turn around like this, Luke Foley has actually got here. He's got here before me and he had a major problem. So anyway, we're still in the game and that's the main thing. So I'll update once we've done our run, and then we'll go and get this thing pressed off. Okay, over and out for a while.
I know how fast it can be. I've been in 20 so long. It is borderline spectacular. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Righto, we've done our one. We're done. I think it was 727 or something, 724. 160, 60 foot with a crook wheel bearing and just straight off the road. No air cleaner on the whole lot. Straight. We pulled up, unhooked the trailer. I basically emptied the car out, and then we were back on the start line. We didn't have to wait. We just went straight up to the start line and just ran it, come back, picked the slip up. I've handed it in. I've got our advices of where we've got to travel to, and now we're ready to roll. We've just got to go and get this wheel bearing done. Once we've got that done, it should be smooth sailing. But it's probably an hour and so, hour and a half, rooting around with a wheel bearing. But we'll get there. So that's Mildura. I'd love to stay longer. This place is just awesome. The track was mint, just straight up, hooked up, and off I went. No problems. Picked the wheel up. Yeah, car's a killer car, fair dinkum. But the trouble is we've got a couple little issues. That's nothing. That's drag challenge. All right. We'll see you down the road. We'll get some footage of us doing the bearing, and then we'll be down the road back to Heathcote. See you all. We got it off. Here it is. So axle's fine, but bearing is totally toast. And we've got the shrink ring back, so we can press that back on. Now we've just got to press this new bearing on, and we should be good to go. Happy days, no damage. Just go dead on the end. The axle's got a flange or a face of it. Well, you do what you want. You're the boss.
Oh, I'm not quite the boss yet. That should be alright. Trouble might be too high.
What's that one you just picked up? Turn that up that way, yeah. Will it work if you turn it that way?
We're still too high though.
Way high.
I don't know.
You're going to sit on the face, Wayne?
Hang on, let's just see if we can get up. Because you've got to get something over it. So what you normally would do is press the bearing.
Turn the other way. So what you need to do is bring the table up, turn it and put the bearing on the face down, and then push the axle down through the bearing.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Saves stress in the whole shaft.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Watch. Union issue safety boots going on over here.
Try one of these.
We've got protection on top. Better than a thong.
What's that under your shorts? all done. We've got axle back together, brand new bearing, nearly identical bearing, pressed off another axle which was from courses in Mildura. He had a 31 spline axle there which didn't get used, with a brand new bearing and collar on it. Just pressed it off to us and sold it to us, and then we pressed it back on here at the workshop at Kenworth and DAF, or what are they, Isuzu dealers. What an effort. Anyway, big hats off to Jordan, who's given us heaps of his time to help us out. He's pressed all the bearing stuff, the stuff that we're not allowed to touch their equipment. And yeah, we've put the car back together. We're ready to roll. Yeah, so we'll see you on the road. So we're in Swan Hill and every bay is filled with a hottie. It's pretty cool. And unfortunately, there's no E85. Everyone who runs on that is spewing. Anyway, I'm not sure what the hell they're going to do if they're really on the edge. Alright, here we go.